stops. Answers fade like drops on a broken ticking clock.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hanging Out with Chops. Like always, a big shout out to all you returning listeners. Thank you for coming back to check out another episode. And to all you new listeners, thank you for stopping by. Today we're going to do something that might scare a few people at first. But hang in there, because I promise by the end, this one will change the way you think about music. And maybe even the way you make it. Today we're talking about music theory. No, don't roll your eyes quite yet. I'm not here to turn this into a college lecture with PowerPoints and homework. This is theory for the real world. The players, producers, songwriters, and engineers who live and breathe this stuff every day. And look, I get it. Most of us didn't get into music because we love math. We got into music because it makes us feel something. But here's the thing. Music theory isn't just the language behind the feeling. It's how we explain what we already know down deep. Every song, every solo, every beautiful chord we've ever heard, it comes back to this little handful of chords and the patterns they create. So today, I want to take you through how this works in a way that actually makes sense, and how it ties into what you do in the studio, on stage, or even just sitting in front of your laptop making beats. I'm going to talk about the number system, the Rosetta Stone for musicians. Once you get it, you'll be able to communicate with anyone in any key, anywhere in the world. It's the language of pros. So let's get into it, guys.
We're hanging out with Chops. Time just never stops. Answers fade like drops on a broken ticking clock.
Here's the deal. Knowing theory doesn't make you a robot. It makes you free. It's like this. You can drive a car without knowing how the engine works. But once you understand it, you drive smoother. You know when something sounds off and you can fix it before it breaks down. If you're in the car and you hear some rattling in the engine, you obviously know it's not because your tires don't have enough air. You don't have to be a mechanic. Hey, but it helps, especially when you drive that car around. Same thing in the studio. Let's say you're producing a singer and they say, hey, this key is too high. If you don't know your theory, that's panic time. You're fumbling through keys, hunting for chords, obviously, and honestly losing the vibe. But if you do understand the number system, boom, you just move everything up or down by numbers and you're back in business. That's how you earn your keep, your reputation, Let's be honest. It always saves you from that awkward moment in a session where everyone's talking about numbers and you're pretending you know what's going on, but really don't. The Nashville number system, or the number system, whatever way you want to call it, that came from real-world studio players. Studio musicians needed a way to chart songs fast, so they started writing down their relationship between notes instead of the actual notes. 1 means your home base. 4 and 5 were the neighbors. And once you learn that, you can play through any song in any key without rewriting anything. That's why this stuff matters. Because music doesn't live on paper. It lives in the relationship between the sounds. So let's talk major scales. That's the foundation of almost everything you hear in pop, country, gospel, rock, beat making, whatever you name it. Whatever it is, it's based on this. The major scale is basically 7 notes that follow a pattern. Whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. If that sounds confusing, don't worry. It's like building with Legos. Every note is a Lego block, and you've got a full-size one that's a full step, a whole step. And then you got half ones, which is a half step. Stack them together in the right order, and you got the perfect scale, a major scale. Now imagine trying to build something out of Legos, but someone slipped a half block in there when you needed a full block. That's what happens when scales go wrong. The pattern gets wonky, and suddenly your song sounds like it's trying to walk with one leg shorter than the other. So the pattern is what makes the magic happen. That's why a C major scale and a G major scale feel the same. Even though they start at the same note, the distance between the notes, the intervals, is identical. So let's get into it, guys. Give me a sec. Let me jump on the piano. And let's do some real world explanations. Let's try to expand some brains. And let's try to learn the number system. I can tell you right now, this is probably going to go several podcasts deep. So this might be the scratch the surface one. But hey, let's get into it. Hey, what's up, guys? This time I am behind the piano. And today we're going to break down the number system. So, grab your guitar, grab your bass. Guys, we're going to do polyphonic instruments because we'll be talking about several notes. So if you're a monophonic guy, in other words, if you're a trumpet player, saxophone player, a flute player, that kind of stuff, this will still apply, but because you can only play one note at a time, you may have to think about this more in the theoretical sense than an actual polyphonic player, like a guitar player or a piano player, where you can actually play more than one note at a time. But anyway, hey guys, grab your guitar, grab your bass, grab your piano. This is where I'm at, guitar players. There you go, guitar players. There's your E. There's your A. Let's tune up. And I'm doing this because I really want you to follow me. Here's D. G. And there's your B. And here's E again. Okay, got that? Here's one more time. E. A. D. G. B. And E again. Alright guys, let's get into some basic music theory, okay? This is gonna help y'all out so much, especially in the studio, where the clock's ticking and time's going and, the money's racking up. Let's start off with the major scale. I'm sure you've heard this a million times. Whoa. There we go. Think of this as Lego blocks. Every scale is 2 Lego blocks, a small block, 3 Lego blocks, and a small block. That's your scale. What is a small Lego block? A half step. That's a half block. On your guitar, it's 1 fret over. Okay. A large block is 2 steps, 2 half steps. It's a big block. Here's a big block. Little block. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm doing C to C sharp, little block, big block, C to D. Now I know some of this is a little difficult to understand without visual cues, but use your ear, guys. A lot of this is based on ear. So we're looking at 2 blocks, a little block, 3 blocks, and a little block. So if we start on A, 2 blocks, here's your 2 blocks. A little one, 3 big ones, little one. There's your major scale. What does all this have in common? 2 big blocks, half block, 3 big blocks, a little block. So on your guitar or your bass or any fretted instrument, it would be 2 frets, 2 frets, half 1 fret, 2 frets, 2 frets, 2 frets, 1 fret. One more time. Here's on E. 2 frets, 2 frets, half 1 fret. Sorry. I keep saying half because I'm thinking half step. 2 frets, 2 frets, 2 frets, 1 fret. With that basic science, you can build any major scale in any key. So hey guys, now let's look at a real world application. We're in the studio. All right, guys, this song's in E. All right. You know E chords. I'm more sure you know this. There's E. But what's the scale? Here we go. Here's the scale. E, full step, or if you want to think about it as a one big Lego block, or 2 frets over, F sharp, big block, G sharp, half a block, A, big block, B, big block, C sharp, big block, D sharp, little block, E. There's your major scale. You could do this in any key. Here's F. Here's G. Oops. It's B flat. So now let's look at the number system. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this before. It's been called the number system. Some people call it the Nashville number system. It's a quick way of conveying large musical ideas down to a number system. So let's go to C. Now let's give a number to every note on the scale. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. Now if you notice, 1 and 8 are the same notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, just like 1, just like 1, just like 1, just like 1. Okay? So when people say the number system, we're building chords, or we're asking for chords to be played based on the fundamental number. So all these chords will be built in this fashion. It'll be the note of the number we're asking for. So let's say 1. Okay, in the key of C, we're going to go with 1. C. Okay. Every single chord we're going to discuss will be this format. Play the note, skip the note right next to it, and then play a note, skip the note, and then play the next note. So that would be a 1 chord. Okay? So what you're playing is really 1, 3, and 5. Now, let's say a 2 chord. Okay? We're going to play the 2 note, which would be in the key of C, would be D. And and we're going to follow the same format. We're going to play the note, and then the note right next to it, we're going to skip it, and then we're going to play the note after that. And then with the note after that, we're going to skip it, and then we're going to play the note after that. So that would be a chord built off the second. So this would be a D minor chord. Now, if you want to, you can start thinking of these as major or minor. But for now, we're just going to look at them as just simple numbers. So 1 is a chord based off the first interval, which is 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You would never really say 8. You'd say 1 again because it's the 1. So really, for all practical purposes, you would really only have to learn 7. All right, so let's get into another real world example. Let's say you're getting together to play, and the guy wants to quickly tell you that this is the chord progression. So the actual chord names are C, A minor, D minor, G. But if we were to do this in the number system, I could say, hey guys, this song is a 1, 6, 2, 5. Okay, cool. Let me figure this out. 1, what key are we in? We're in the key of C. Okay, here's my C scale. Okay, so 1 is obviously my number 1. Here's C, so I know I play a note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note. Okay, so here's my C, skip the D, here's the E, skip the F, here's the G. Okay, so that's 1. And now what was the second chord? A 6, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's an A. Okay. A, skip the B, play the C, skip the D, play the E. Okay, so there's my 6. So I have 1 and I have 6. Cool. What was the third chord? A 2. Okay, so here's C. So that's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, here's 2. Okay. Play that note, skip the E, play the D, skip the G, play the A. There's my D chord. If you want to know, it's minor, but we're not even thinking about that yet. We're just looking at D and what kind of chord that is. Just D chord. Then now the last one is 5, okay? Again, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's G. Skip the A, play the B, skip the C, play the D. Hey, there's the progression. C, A minor, D minor, G. Or number system, 1, 6, 2, 5. So this is how things will work out. You see this a lot. Let's say the melody is, here's a melody. Let me move up a little bit. Do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do. Hey guys, I think that is too high for me. Sorry about that. Let me turn this off. Hey guys, I think that's too high. Can we bring it down? Okay, let's bring that down to B flat. Okay, so here we go now. We're leaving this scale and we're going to this scale, B flat. Same thing, B flat, big block or 2 frets, C, big block or 2 frets, D, 1 fret, little block, D sharp or E flat, big block or 2 frets, F, big block or 2 frets, E, big block or 2 frets, A, half a block. Sorry, half a step, little block or 1 fret, B flat. Okay, so we know the progression already. In the old key, it was C, A, D, G, which was 1, 6, 2, 5. So now let's simply move the numbers over. Okay, here's 1. Skip a note, C, skip a note, play, skip a note, which would be the E flat, and then play the next one. There's your 1. B flat, skip C, D, skip E flat, and play F. There's 1. Okay, there's our first chord. Now let's go to the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and in the scale, we're going to play the note, skip the note, play a note, skip the note, and then play the note. Hey, there's our G chord. Actually, in this key, it's G minor, but we're not even looking at that. Now, 2. So what's number 2? C. We're going to play C, skip the D, play the E flat, skip the F, play the G. There's our 2 chord, which is a C chord, and you want to be more specific, C minor. And then our last chord of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now let's look for number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 5. Play the F, skip the G, play the A, skip the B flat, play the C. So there you go. There's our 4 chords that we needed. B flat, G minor, C minor, and F. So same melody. So you see how easy that was? Once you get the number system down, here it was in C. And then we went down to B flat because it was too high for the singer. Well, let's say the singer decides, no, that's still too high. Can you bring it down? This time, a smaller increment. This time, a half step. So let's go down to A. Fine. There's our A. Let's find our notes. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. We're fret players, like a guitar, bass. We're looking at A, 2 frets, 2 frets, 1 fret, 2 frets, 2 frets, 2 frets, 1 fret. And here's our number: A1, B2, C sharp 3, D4, E5, F sharp 6, G sharp 7, A8 or 1. Okay? So now let's figure out our same progression. Hey guys, what was this again? 1, 6, 2, 5. All right, let me figure this out. Here's 1. Okay, so I'm build my 1 chord. Okay, 1, skip 2, play 3, skip the next one, play E. So A, skip B, C sharp, skip D, E. All right, there's the 1 chord in A. So now the next one is 6, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Here we go, 6. Skip the G sharp, play the A. Skip the B, play the C sharp. So there's my 6. What was the next chord? A 2, okay? Here's the key again, A. So here's 2. 2, skip a note, which would be the C sharp, play the D, skip a note, which would be the E, play the F sharp. All right, there's our 2. And now last chord, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, there's my 5. 5, skip a note, play the note, skip a note, play the note. So it would be E, skip F sharp, play G sharp, skip A, play B. There's our 5 chord. Hey, so now we brought it down to A, and here's with our melody. So how easy was that, guys? We learned the number system. So here it was in C. Hey, 1, 6, 2, 5 in C. Okay. One, 6, 2, 5. It was too high, so we went down to B flat. Okay. 1, 6, 2, 5. 1, 6, 2, 5. It was still too high. We went down to A. A, F sharp minor, B minor, E, or 1, 6, 2, 5. Okay? So let's say that's number system level 1. Now let's go a little deeper. Now let's look at the major and minor of these chords. So by simply stacking these notes with play a note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note, with the natural notes that happen within that scale, the chords are going to happen naturally this way. The number 1 will always be major. The number 2 will always be minor. The number 3 will always be minor. The number 4 will be major. The number 5 will be major. And the number 6 will be minor. Okay? So naturally, if you play in any key, think of it this way. The 1, the 4, and the 5 will always be major. The 2, the 3, and the 6 will always be minor. Okay? So there you go. You can have the confidence now that if you're playing a song and they call out a particular number, you know the basic roadmap of where we're going. So, if we're in C and someone says, hey, that chord right there, that's a 3 to a 2 to a 5 to a 1. Okay, a 3 to a 2 to a 5 to a 1. There's my scale. A 3, here's my 3, here's my 2, here's my 5, here's my 1. Okay, 3, it's a E, a 2 is a D, a 5 is a G, a C is a 1. So what are our minor chords? The 2, the 3, and the 6. What are our major chords? The 1, the 4, and the 5. So if I say 3 and 2, you automatically know those are minor. If I say 4, 5, or 1, those are major. So this time it's 3, 2, 5, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 5, 1. So that means it would be E, major or minor? Minor. 2, major or minor? Minor. 5, G, major or minor? Major. And then 1. So you'll be looking at E minor, D minor, G major, and C. Now, do you have to remember whether they're major or minor? No. If you want to remember, all you got to remember is play the notes within the scale. So let's move that to, let's try a key we haven't done yet. Let's try F. Here's F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Playing only these notes. Okay, let's look at number 3. 2, 3. Okay, 2, 5, 5, and then 1. Okay, so I'm just going to stack. Where's my 3? Right here. So play the note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note. Okay, there's my chord. It happens to be a minor, but if you didn't know that, it didn't matter because this happens naturally. To a 2, G, skip a note, B flat, play the note, C, skip the note, D, play the note. Here's 2, here's 5, which is C, C, skip the D, play the E, skip the F, play the G. Down to 5, down to 1. So here's the progression. Did you catch that? Here's 3, here's 2, here's 5, here's 1. 3, 2, 5, 1. Come on, let's go to another key. Let's go to D. Within the major scale. D, 2 frets. E, 2 frets. F sharp, 1 fret. G, 2 frets. A, 2 frets. B, 2 frets. C sharp, 1 fret. D. Or think of it as in D, big block. E, B, big block. F sharp, a little block. G, big block. A, big block. B, big block. C sharp, little block. D. If that helps, think of it as Lego blocks. Okay, what's the progression again in that particular area that I'm lost while I'm at the studio? Oh, producer whispers to you, hey, by the way, that is a 3, 2, 5, 1 turnaround. Okay, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here's my 3. And what am I doing? I'm playing the note. I'm skipping the note. I'm playing the note. I'm skipping the note. I'm playing the note. So I'm playing the F sharp. I'm skipping the G. I'm playing the A. I'm skipping the B, and I'm playing the C sharp. Okay. Then I go down to 2. 1, 2. There's my E, skip a note, which is the F sharp. Play the G, skip a note, which is the A and the B. Hey, there we go. This is starting to make sense. Now let's find the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 5. There's the A. Skip the B. Play the C sharp. Skip the D. Play the E. There's my 5. And then we know 1. D. Okay, so here it is. 3, 2, 5, 1. In D. F sharp. E. A. 1. D. So F sharp, E, A, D chords. Now what kind of chords are these? Remember, 3, 2, and 6, always minor. 1, 4, and 5, always major. So he's asking for a 3 and a 2. Those can only be minor. He's asking for a 5, and we know that 1, 4, and 5 are majors. And we know 1 is a major. So there you go. Another example of the number system. Now here's the last one we're going to hit. The 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the 7 is going to be different than 1 through 6 because that one naturally is a diminished chord. This chord is not called on too often, but if they do ask for a 7, it's just the 7th degree built the same exact way. Let's pick a scale we haven't done yet. Let's pick, why not, C sharp. Okay. So it's the key of C sharp. Let's look for number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the same scale, we're going to play the note, skip a note, which would be the C sharp, play the D sharp, skip a note, which would be the F, and play the F sharp. C diminished. Now that might be a very crazy example, but it happens. Let's pick something a little easier. G. Okay. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay. G, 1, A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 5, E, 6. So here's our 7, F sharp. And within the scale, what are we going to do? Play the note, skip the G, play the A, skip the B, play the C. 7, F sharp diminished. So there you go, guys. All 7 natural chords that happen within a major scale. Now I can say for a fact, we're probably going to dive into way more episodes into this because we're just merely scratching the surface. So here's the thing. This episode isn't about theory. It's about giving you the tools that make you better, faster, and more confident in your craft. When you walk into a studio and the song changes keys, or someone says, hey, let's take it from 2 to 5, I want you to nod like, yeah, I got this. Because you do got this. Music theory isn't some dusty textbook in a toolbox. It's a flashlight that helps you when things get dark in a session. And trust me, if you stick with this, it'll change the way you hear everything. I always tell people, I'm I'm not trying to teach you here. I'm trying to be your friend in this. Because I've seen how much time, money, and frustration gets wasted in the studio just because people don't speak the same musical language. You learn this stuff, you'll not only make better music, you'll finish more of it, and even keep the band together. Guys, once again, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm so appreciative of you being here, and I hope I taught you something. I hope I gave you more confidence in learning the number system, and honestly, more confidence in your instrument, moving from chord to chord, arranging and building songs. Hey guys, if you want to support the show, you can hit the Buy Me Coffee link, or you can hit the Support the Show button right on the podcast page. Every little bit helps and keeps the podcast going. All right, my friends, that's going to wrap it up for today. Until the next time, keep your 1 solid and your 4 smooth and your 5s ready to take you home. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.
We're hanging out with chops. Time just never stops. Answers fade like drops on a broken ticking clock.